Welcome back to the channel. I'm Nathan, a photographer from Maine, and I want to talk about my favorite camera, the
I was okay.
I don't normally do gear videos. I think maybe it's inevitable that eventually every YouTube channel about photography is actually about photography tools. That's where the money is. That's where the free shit that they give you in the mail comes from. But I did want to actually highlight some of my tools that I actually enjoy using. And so I wanted to highlight today specifically my favorite camera, the Fujifilm XF10. Just kidding, it's the Fujifilm X100VI. Or it might be the Contax G1. Okay, let's be real. You probably saw from the title that this video will be a Leica fanboy video. So let's talk about the Leica M6. But seriously, I love all my children equally. So I couldn't possibly pick a favorite. But let's be realistic. The Leica M11 is my go-to. I don't know that if I could pick a favorite camera, but the go-to camera, the one that you make sure you always have with you, the one that you prefer to wear as you're walking down the street, might be the de facto favorite camera. And for me, that for probably about 6 months now has been the Leica M11. I do love shooting film, so it'd be a tight race between that and my M6. But let's be honest, film is expensive. There's a lag and turnaround, and I like to be able to deal with my photos pretty quickly. You may not be able to see in this angle, but I have multiple rolls both here and a few more at the lab currently being processed that I have not developed yet. Or scanned and then developed in Lightroom. So digital is still where I fall if I have to fall on one side of the fence, though I have high hopes of getting to the point of shooting mostly film and processing my own at home. I have the equipment to do that even, I just have not gotten to that yet. And I think maybe the winter might be a good time for me to focus on something like that. But for now, it's the M11. And the M11, let me get my eyes out of here. Cameras are weird. Autofocus is weird. But here you see it with my 50 Summilux, which I've talked about on this channel before. And rather than talk about the technicalities of why I like a rangefinder and what's great about them, because there's a billion videos you can go watch to explain all that. I find it fast to focus. I love the look that I get out of some of the lenses I'm able to put on these. I just love the look of the camera and the feel of it in my hand, and that's enough. Fortunately, I was able to purchase this one used right before there was a big jump in prices in the US in imported things. And so I got a fairly good deal on it. It's definitely not something I would have thought even a year ago that I would be spending money on, but I'm glad I did. I've enjoyed using it. I've taken it on several trips now. I throw a little 28mm Voigtlander on it sometimes and do some hip fire street photography that I enjoy. But my go-to is still the 50, and I still love taking simple sort of still life photos that fit that lens very well. almost always shot wide open with my little ND filter on here to make sure I can accomplish that in bright sunlight. But yeah, I think there's not much of a point of blabbing on. I will show some photos in 1 second. I did want to talk about maybe the one thing that let's call it two things that I am disappointed in. Well, disappointed in the one, and it's just something you get with a rangefinder in the other. And that's with the rangefinder, it's the kind of the offset that you get sometimes. So particularly when you're trying to frame a subject, let's say there's two trees and there's a deer walking between them, and you want to get the subject right between. When you're looking through the rangefinder, your angle is slightly off from your lens, as anyone who knows the technicalities of a rangefinder realizes. So what I've become more comfortable with doing is just turning on live view on the back of the camera. That shows you what the lens is seeing. It's, you know, like every other digital camera, mirrorless camera, you get a look through the lens that way. And that really only affects when you're trying to get those shots where precise framing is really the thing you're going for in the shot. Once in a while, if you're trying to do a little bit of a closer focus thing, your frame might be off, so you're taking a picture of maybe a flower, and it looks good in your framing, but it might be shifted slightly in the frame when you see the final image. Those are all things that you train yourself to work around, to offset for, and again, with live view as a backup, it's not really a problem, and it doesn't affect most of the shots that I take. The other thing that will be mentioned in any actual review of an M camera or a digital M camera is they're slow to start up. Compared to my X100VI, which 3, 2, 1, it's done. You'll see, let me make sure live view is on so you can see how fast this. Okay, so it's off. 3, 2, 1. Now it's on. So the thing that I've learned though is since you can fully turn off the screen on these, is to just keep live view off and leave the camera on when I'm walking around with it. Uses very little power that way. It's got a very great battery, and so you can walk around with the camera just on, and then it's generally ready, with the caveat that it will shut itself off. I've increased that timing for when it shuts itself off to be a little longer, I think about 5 minutes, to kind of account for most times when I'm walking around intending to take photos. If I haven't taken a photo for 5 minutes, I'm probably not in photo taking mode. It's fine for it to shut off. But the rest of the time when I bring it up, it's instantly ready to go. And I have never run into a problem with not having enough battery life for any given outing. And I only have the one battery. My gripes with this camera are very minor compared to my gripes with other cameras. For instance, I'm still not great at loading film into the M6. There's still an occasional roll where it just doesn't wind. I'm getting better at shoving my hand in here and just pushing the film onto the roller and making sure I'm observing it rolling before I close it up. But that has been something that I'll still need some work on. Anyway, this is a rambling video. I'm filming this one day before it's due on my self-imposed schedule. So you may notice that. I will try to edit it down a little bit, but presumably, as I've been talking, I've been showing photos in front of my face, like here. Maybe the background has changed colors and there's photos here. So presumably you've been seeing the photos as I talk. Future Nathan edited it that way. I hope you enjoyed this little bit of different half-assed video. Obviously like and subscribe. I won't see you next time, because that's not how YouTube works. See, the joke is you can see me, but I can't see you. So if I say, I'll see you next time, that's not the case. Okay, bye.
Get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. Boom. Get it, get it, get it. That was okay. Get it, get it, get it. 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 I'm I'm so high, can't escape. Wish I could say I was okay.
Go hurry up, I gotta crush. I gotta crush, I gotta crush. I need a rush, I gotta crush. I gotta crush, I gotta crush. Go hurry up, I gotta crush. I gotta crush, I gotta crush. Making my eye, I gotta crush. I gotta crush, I gotta crush. Crush.
Built walls up so high, can't escape. Wish I could say I was okay.
Crush. Go hurry up, I gotta crush. I gotta crush, I